Hello, wonderful people. This video is a continuation to our previous lesson. Click on the button above to get you started on our lessons on Concord. Outline 1. Introduction 2. Forms of Concord 3. Types or principles of Concord 4. Rules of Concord 5. Conclusion. Subscribe to CS Lab and learn how to answer Com Skills question. Let's start. Rules of Concord. Rule number 1. When making a verb agrees with its subjects, what is important is whether the subject is grammatically singular or plural, not exactly the number of people or things the subject refers to. Let's look at some examples. I. All our friends have arrived early. EI. Everyone has arrived early. EI. My many fans know how talented I am. If. Everybody knows how talented I am. Lastly, all the water was poured into the bucket. Rule 2. For a verb in a relative clause, it is the antecedent that makes the verb singular or plural. Examples. I. The boy who was playing outside is my nephew. EI. The boys who were playing outside are my nephews. EI. Where is the book that was here on the table? If. Where are the books that were here on the table? V. He is one of the men who were arrested. Rule 3. When a verb follows there or here, it is the word or phrase following the verb that determines whether the verb is singular or plural. Examples. I. There is a man at the door asking to speak to you. EI. There are two men at the door asking to speak to you. EI. Here is the answer to your question. If. Here are the answers to your questions. Rule 4. Plural nouns denoting quantities or amounts are usually treated as singular. Examples. I. 300 setties for one meal is far too much for a price. EI. 60 years is not too long to wait for love. EI. 2 inches is the same as 5 centimeters. If. Some money has been stolen. Rule 5. Some nouns are plural in form, but are treated as singular and take singular verbs. Examples. I. Mathematics is boring, if you asked me. EI. Measles was a common childhood disease in the village. A. Words in this category are nouns that refer to a subjects of study. Example, economics, electronics, linguistics, phonetics, physics, politics, etc. B. Activities such as aerobics, athletics, and gymnastics. C. Games. Examples are charades, darts, dominoes, musical chairs, knots and crosses, etc. And D. Diseases, mumps, rabies, rickets, measles, shingles, etc. Note, some of the words in the previous page can also be used in the plural when they are not referring to a subject of study. Example, I. Your mathematics of the project are wrong. Here, your mathematics is referring to calculations. His politics are quite dangerous. His politics, used in this context, refers to his political belief. Rule 6. There are some nouns in English that appear to be singular, but are plural and must be followed by a plural verb. For instance, cattle, clergy, folk, people, police, youth, sheep, etc. Examples. I. The cattle are grazing. EI. The clergy deserve respect. Rule number 7. Although it looks as if it ought to be singular, a number of is treated as plural. Examples. I. A number of prisoners have escaped. EI. A large number of books have been stolen from the library. The number of, however, when a lot of and the rest of are followed by a plural noun or pronoun, they select a plural verb. Examples. I. A lot of strange things have happened in the last 3 days here in Jerusalem. EI. The rest of us have to stay home. Rule 9. When a lot of and the rest of are followed by a singular noun or pronoun, the verb must be in the singular form. Examples. A lot of the work has been done by the locals. 2. The rest of it has to be finished by us. Rule 10. With lots, heaps, tons, etc. It is the noun that follows that determines the number of the verb. Examples. Lots of rubbish was left behind by the spectators. EI. Lots of people were queuing outside the embassy. EI. heaps of food have been wasted. If heaps of people have red apes, things fall apart. Rule 11. Majority and minority, when followed by plural nouns, are also followed by plural verbs. Examples: the majority of people with this surname are you. Only a small minority of disputes are resolved without arbitration. Rule 12. The use of pseudoconjunctions does not change the subject in terms of number. Rather, they add other nouns to the original subject. Pseudoconjunctions include as well as, together with, along with, in addition to, etc. Examples: the man together with his children is traveling to Cape Coast. The children, including their father, are traveling to Cape Coast. The book with the pens was given to the best student. If the pens in addition to the book were given to the best student. Conclusion: Concord goes beyond subject-verb agreement. However, the most common type of concord, for the purpose of this course, is subject-verb agreement. There are so many concord rules, and some come with exceptions. Instructors are advised to spend time with students on how to answer concord questions, especially those in passage forms. See you in our next video.